Hi guys, welcome back to History Help for You. I've done this video about 6 times, so I'm going to help this actually work today. This is first time using the webcam. The issue that I'd had previously is that my mic was being bad quality. Turns out I was using the wrong mic. Anyway, let's get into the video. We're doing Henry VIII's government today. Essentially split into two bits: government under Wolsey and government under Cromwell. So Wolsey was essentially Henry's right-hand man from 1514 to 29. So when Henry VIII took over from 1509 up to about 1514, it was essentially a conciliary government. We had Henry VIII as council doing all the governmental stuff. Henry VIII liked Wolsey because he was indispensable. Essentially, he was able to give him whatever he wanted. It's a bit uncanny, but you know. He was knowledgeable and he was organised. He introduced domestic policies like re-establishing the Court of Chancery, Court of Star Chamber. He introduced the Eltham Ordinances to reduce royal household expenditure, aka Henry often spent money on unnecessary products or resources, and that sort of limited that as much as possible. And he also passed his amicable grant in 1525, which raised unparliamentary revenue, but this then failed and led to a rebellion. Wolsey also established a national committee, which essentially allowed him to have a more detailed and realistic assessment of England's wealth as a whole. His greatest challenge was the divorce of Catherine of Aragon and Henry VIII, and as papal legate, he was more so dealing with the religious side of things, so sort of like looking at the justification. The justification that he used was Leviticus chapter 20 verse 21, if a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an impurity, he hath uncovered his brother's nakedness, they shall be childless. Many people oppose this because Prince Arthur, who Catherine of Aragon had previously been married to, had died. Also, Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon were not childless, they were just maleless because they had Princess Mary, sorry. Wolsey also tried negotiating the whole divorce through foreign policy. His idea was, if I make an alliance with France and renew conflict with Italy, that might help to free the Pope from the influence of Charles V. Might distract Charles long enough so the Pope has some breathing room or something. It just didn't work. Sorry about that. Wolsey had also had his unsuccessful amicable grant rebellion, which we said earlier, and due to the growing influence of Anne Boleyn, both in the council and also on Henry himself, Wolsey sort of fell out of favour because Anne Boleyn didn't like him very much. As a result, Henry VIII accused Wolsey of prémunire, which was that Henry said that he was acting in the interests of the Pope, not the King, so he was sent to London to face charges, but he died of a heart attack November 29, 1530. Cromwell, he was essentially Henry VIII's second right-hand man in a way, from about 1532 onwards. He was actually originally part of Wolsey's service and became part of Henry's in 1529, but he became part of the inner circle after getting titles like Master of Jewels and then later Lord Privy Seal. Unlike I'll do this first. He was essentially trying to finish off the divorce between Henry and Catherine of Aragon, and unlike Wolsey, who was trying to appease both sides essentially, as people it's yeah, well, I got to look at the religious aspects and the whole Roman influence, but also impacts it could have in England. Cromwell was more so let's just do it, let's just deal with it as it comes. He advocated for removal of influence from Rome entirely by replacing it with the Church of England. He essentially wanted to take out the roots of the church. I don't know if that actually works. Take out the roots of the church and replace it, giving Henry royal supremacy, which then happened under the Act of Supremacy, November 1534. Cromwell also utilised Parliament in a way it hadn't been used before, to legislate in church, to make laws, which was originally done by just the king, and statute law took precedence. Cromwell was unable to create a Protestant alliance with Germany after Henry rejected Anne of Cleves, Henry also issued the 6 Articles in 1539 because he was unhappy with the religious reforms, which upheld 6 Articles upheld transubstantiation, meant that people did not need both bread and wine in the communion, priests were to remain celibate, there were vows of chastity, private masses, and auricular confession. The main one, essentially, though, was Henry's growing attractiveness to Catherine Howard, who was the niece of the Duke of Norfolk, which was Cromwell's enemy. And so as Catherine Howard became more influential and close to Henry, the Duke of Norfolk there became closer to Henry, which meant that Cromwell essentially fell out of favour and influence, and was therefore executed July 28th, 1540, the same day that Henry VIII actually married Catherine Howard, essentially killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the whole webcam thing. I'll see you in the next one.